Butterfly is known to be as the hardest stroke to master due to its complexity and physical demand. However, in today's videos, I'm going to talk you through some steps that are going to help you make your butterfly significantly easier. So let's start off with step number 1, which is mastering your butterfly kick. The two main and most important components to a successful butterfly kick is your chest and your hips. A huge mistake so many swimmers make is kicking from their knees, which is something you must avoid. As mentioned, in order to have a good butterfly kick, you must utilize your whole body. The kicking position for butterfly is same as on freestyle, which is your number 11 position. This position indicates the correct starting point for every single stroke that you take. Start off by laying on a surface with both arms extended, shoulder width apart. You have to understand that your body must work like a seesaw, meaning as your chest goes up, your hips go down, and as your chest goes down, your hips come up. Your goal is to try and get your hips out of the water with every single kick. And the only way you're going to do that is by pressing your chest down nice and low, as this will force your hips to come up. Now all you've got to do is alternate between those two movements. Chest up, hips down, chest up. Your legs should just follow the movement of your body. Make sure you are kicking down as well as bringing your legs back up and not allowing your legs to come out of the water too high. Meaning the three most important parts to your butterfly leg kicks are utilizing your chest and your hips, making sure you are kicking both ways up and down without allowing your legs to come out too high when you are kicking. Let's now move on and break down your butterfly pull. For most part, butterfly pull is very similar to front crawl pull. However, there are some very important differences. One of them being your recovery. On freestyle, your arm comes over. On butterfly, your arm comes around the surface back to your number 11 position. The most important part that you have to make sure you do is finish your pull. I have seen it so many times where people are struggling to swim butterfly just because they're not allowing their palms to come out of the water first. If you don't finish your pull and allow your elbows to come out of the water first, your arms are simply going to get stuck in the water. Therefore, you have to make sure you are pulling all the way past your hips and you are allowing your palms to come out of the water first before bringing them back around, which should look something like this. Not only is this going to make it easier for you to swim, but it is also going to allow you to pull more water, which is going to equal to more speed. Always remember, the starting position for your butterfly pull is your number 11, after which you want to try and pull as much water as you can all the way past your hips before going into your recovery. As your arms are coming over the water, you want to make sure they stay nice and close to the surface. As you should already know, our goal is to try and go forward. Therefore, we do not want our arms to be too high. We want to keep our arms nice and close to the surface. Imagine you are dragging your thumbs through the surface back to your number 11 position. Now that you've perfected your kick and your pull, there is only one more thing that's going to allow you to make your butterfly significantly easier, and that is your timing. You can have the best kick in the world and you can have the best pull in the world, but if you are not simply doing your pull or your kick at the right time, your butterfly simply will not work. Therefore, nailing your timing on butterfly is essential. So how do I time my butterfly correctly? The first thing that you need to know is that there are 2 kicks for every 1 pull, meaning 2 kicks, 1 stroke. And you have to make sure you are doing these kicks at the right time. And the easiest way to think about this is the in and out rule, which means you do 1 kick as your arms enter and you do 1 kick as your arms exit, which sounds pretty simple, but putting it into practice can be quite challenging. So the easiest way to practice your timing is to simply do single arm butterfly, which can be done with your fins, snorkel, or both. All you're going to do is extend 1 arm out in front of you, practice the same kicks that we spoke about earlier on in the video, and make sure you are kicking as your arm enters and as your arm exits. When you are first starting out, the biggest mistake you can make is going too fast. In order to get your timing right, you're going to have to slow things right down. You have to find a rhythm. Kick in, kick out, kick, kick. 1, 2, which means there should be no pauses and your arms and legs should be continuous. If you find yourself with your arm pausing at the front, you are not doing this drill correctly. You have to make sure as soon as your arm enters, you are ready to initiate your next pull. Now, getting this timing right will most likely take you a lot of practice. Therefore, don't rush it and make sure you are staying patient. And a final step to mastering your butterfly is your breathing. Ideally, when swimming, you do not want to be taking a breath every single stroke. I would personally recommend taking a breath breath every other stroke. When breathing on butterfly, you want to make sure you are lifting your head up as soon as you initiate your pull. After which, you want to make sure your head goes back down before your arms come over, which should look something like this. As you can see, the swimmer on the left is timing his breath correctly. The swimmer on the right, not so much. And you can see how much of a difference breathing at the correct time makes to your stroke. Therefore, head up as soon as you initiate your pull. And the second thing that you must remember when breathing on butterfly is to keep your chin nice and close to the surface when you are breathing. As mentioned earlier on in the video, you do not want to go up to the side or down. Your goal is to go forward. Therefore, you do not want any excess movement up. Always remember, your body works like a seesaw. If your head comes up, your hips and your chest will start to go down. So you always want to make sure your head movement stays to the minimum. So I hope you guys found this video useful. If there's anything else you want to know, please leave a comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.